and welcome. In today's video, we are going to explore a powerful econometric technique, the two-stage least square regression. This method is essential when we suspect endogeneity in our model, meaning when one of the independent variables is correlated with the error term, potentially causing biased and inconsistent estimates. To illustrate this, we will use an example analyzing the impact of environmental literacy on eco-friendly farming practice. Let's start by understanding what two-stage least square is and why we use it. In ordinary least square regression, we assume that the independent variables are exogenous, meaning they are not correlated with error term. However, if one of our independent variable is endogenous, that is correlated with the error term, OLS estimates become biased. For instance, environmental literacy may be influenced by factors not captured in the model, such as observed farmer motivation, which might also impact their farming practice. In such case, we need to use an instrumental variable to instrument for environmental literacy score or environmental literacy and remove the endogeneity. That is where 2SLS comes in. 2SLS is two-step process. First stage, we regress the endogeneity variable on instrument variable, along with all the other exogenous variables. This stage produce predicted values for environmental literacy score. In the second stage, we use the predicted values of environmental literacy score from the first stage to estimate the main regression model using the problematic correlation with the error terms is removed. Now let's walk through how to set up the 2SLS regression in Stata. We begin by defining the dependent and independent variables. Our dependent variable is EFFP index, that's mean eco-friendly farming practice, which measures eco-friendly farming practice. The key independent variable is environmental literacy score. Other control variables include education of the farmers, farming experience, family member or family size, then land holding size, distance to the land, land ownership of farmer, and access credit. However, since environmental literacy is likely endogenous, we use AECT. What is the AECT? AECT is an instrumental variable in our 2SLS regression. AECT is a good instrumental because it is correlated with environmental literacy, as attending training center influence literacy, but should not directly influence farming practice except through its effect on literacy. If I recap this, if AECT, that's mean our intervention impact on the environmental literacy, then environmental literacy may impact on the environmental farming practices or eco-friendly farming practices. Here you can see the codes that I have organized here. So let's break down these codes. The ivregress 2SLS command specifies that we are running a 2SLS regression. Here EFFE index is our dependent variable. Then the variables listed after EFFP index are the exogenous variables. The ENL scores equal to AECT part tells starter to treat ENL score as endogenous and instrument it with AECT. The option first at the first stage regression results, which helps us assess whether AECT is a valid instrument. Let's divide into the first stage of the 2SLS model. In the first stage, we regress the endogenous variable ENL scores on our instrument AECT along with the other exogenous variables. This stage produces a predicted values of a ENL scores, which we will use in the second stage to eliminate the correlation between ENL scores and the error term. Here you can see the codes. The coefficient of the AECT is positive and statistically significant, indicating that AECT is a strong instrument for ENL scores. Now let's move to the second stage where we use the predicted values of ENL scores from the first stage to estimate the main model. In the second stage, we replace the original ENL scores with the predicted values and regress EFFP index on those values and the other independent variables. This ensures that the estimates are no longer biased by exogenous. Here the coefficient for ENL score is highly significant, suggesting that environmental literacy positively influence eco-friendly farming practice when controlling for endogeneity. After running the 2LS model, it is important to check if the instrument is valid. Okay, what should I do? For the instrument to be valid, it must satisfy two conditions. The instrument must be strongly correlated with the endogenous variable, which we confirmed in the first stage. Second, the instrument must not be correlated with the error term in the main regression model. For this, you can watch my another video how to check this endogeneity. Let's now compare the OLS and 2SLS results. In the OLS model, the coefficient for ENL score is 0.28 and significant at 5% level. However, since ENL score is endogenous, these estimates might be biased. In contrast, 2SLS regression model gives a higher coefficient of 1.14 for ENL scores, which is also statistically significant. This suggests that the true effect of environmental literacy on eco-friendly farming practice is even larger when we account for endogeneity. In summary, the 2SLS regression allows us to correct for endogeneity by using instrumental variable. In our case, using AECT as an instrument for ENL scores helped us obtain unbiased estimates of the effect of environmental literacy on eco-friendly farming practices. This is an essential tool when you suspect that one of your key independent variables is endogenous. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped clarify how 2SLS works and why it is important. If you have any questions or would like to see more tutorials on econometric techniques, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on regression analysis and econometrics.